Hi.
Hello. Hi to Jimmy's stomach.
She's happy. There's chocolate.
It's very true.
And rosé.
Chocolate and rosé.
Sparkling rosé.
Oh, yes, queen.
Oh, we're going to cheers to this being Can I Just Say One Thing podcast.
Ooh.
I'm
like
Demi.
that. I'm Jess.
Hey.
Hello. Hey, hello.
We got chocolate. We got
Chocolate.
chips.
Mm-hmm.
Sparkling rosé.
Mm-hmm. So, tell me things.
Okay.
Tell me about you.
Okay. I got it. You want it? I got it.
Ariana is here in the house.
It's me, Ariana.
Ariana.
I found my wedding venue this weekend.
Air horn.
Air horn.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And guess what it is, everybody?
It's a Mexican restaurant.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah. Chips, guac, margaritas, palomas, sangria,
Yes.
taco bar, Latin jazz band.
Shut up.
No.
I am so excited.
girl.
Demi and I talked on the phone yesterday, and she's like, I found it. And I was like, yay. And then I was like, I've been trying to subtly hint to you for like a couple months that it needs to be at a Mexican food place. And I almost gave up hope because she almost went with somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, we found the place. And I said, Mexican? Question mark.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah. I mean, same. Like, you can't go wrong with a taco bar.
No.
I know.
Taco bar are my two favorite words together. And I have a lot of favorite words, but
And it's really beautiful, too. It's like
Yeah.
a patio. Oh, I didn't show you any pictures. I'm going to show you some.
Obviously.
I'm not showing anyone else. Like, we're not posting it on Instagram.
Good, don't, because it's a surprise.
They can see.
Also, your shirt's super cute.
Thank you. I got it for $9.
Where?
TJ Maxx.
Nice.
I think. One of those.
You can buy online from them now.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh.
Excuse me. I still have a little bit of a cough, but that's
Okay.
it. What
So-
else? What else?
Nothing.
Nothing wedding?
Clean the house yesterday.
Oh,
It was so clean, pristine.
love it.
Smells good.
Feeling refreshed.
Refreshed, rejuvenated, spring clean.
Yep.
It was great.
Love it. And now you're drinking rosé.
Could it get any better? I think not.
And
Think
it's gorgeous here.
It's so good. It's going to rain soon.
Although I'm not really excited about it.
I
Just
know.
because I'm like ready for this
I am too.
currently.
I think I am
Give
too.
me a month and then I'm like over the heat and I'm
Totally.
like a little bit of rain would
More
be
rain.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not on April 20th, which is when your
Not-
engagement party is.
And it's outside.
And it's outside. Well, then we'll have to move that inside
Yeah.
in our tiny little place.
We can move it over here too if it's raining because we have more rooms.
That's not the point. The point is for you not to have to worry about anything
I'm
and clean
not
up all
worried.
the things.
I'll tell everybody they can come, but they also have to clean.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's smart.
I'll pass out brooms on everybody's way in and just be like, hold on to this for later. How was your weekend?
It's good.
What'd you do?
I went and visited my cousin, Erin. They're moving to Georgia. I've been saying Virginia for like ever.
It's not that.
It's not. It's Georgia. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. I got her husband to speak
Where
Arabic.
are they living now?
Like in Monterey on the army base.
Oh, they're on the army base.
Mhm. Yeah, but it's like you
Oh.
don't have to like get anybody in there to like. You don't have to like show your ID or anything.
Got
it's
it.
just it's all open and stuff like that. But he went there to learn Arabic, and it was cool to like listen to him like say it. I like try to like get him to say it because when I tell people that I minored in German and all that stuff, they always like, oh, say something in German. I'm like, I suck at it. Like that's why I don't ever feel confident speaking it.
Right.
So he said something, and I was like, "Oh, is there a word for that in Arabic?" And he said it, and I was like, "That was just me baiting you to like say something in Arabic." And then he went off and started talking in Arabic.
Way.
Yeah,
So he's like fluent.
oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
And like within a year, that's how like
Okay.
intense the military training is for languages.
All right.
Super cool though. Yeah, so that was nifty.
So
Went to
fun.
Monterey for that, and it was gorgeous.
Oh,
like truly, I've never seen better weather there ever.
I know.
There was zero overcast.
Yay. Even
Zero.
in the mornings?
Even in the morning.
That's weird.
I know, but it was so nice.
Yeah.
And then
Did you go to the beach at all?
no, just like to the Cannery Row.
Right.
Yeah, but
How
no.
long have they lived there?
They were sadly for like 2 years, and this is the
Jess.
I didn't even know they were there for the longest time.
No way.
It's like, and that's what I was saying before when I've talked about her. It's like my family, like we all love each other, of course, but we're not like super close.
Right.
So when she came for my birthday, and like we were able
So
to like
fun.
we were able to like connect a little bit more. And then
Sucks that they're leaving now, though.
Exactly what I said. She's like, "Oh, I've never been wine tasting," and I'm like, "I failed you as a cousin."
Huh?
I
don't know what that means.
So we went up after we got dinner.
Ever
in
her life.
Never wine tasting.
Okay.
And so we went up to this little wine bar that has wine tasting in Monterey. And that was really cool because we could do like 5 wines, you know. And I was like, well, at least it's something. And it's all in the Monterey region.
Sucks.
So
there's such good wine tasting in Carmel. There's
I know.
There's 2 wine trails. There's one in Salinas.
And she used to work in Salinas. Yeah, I know. It's such a bummer. I'm so sad.
Wow. They should stay.
I know. Although I think they're kind of excited for something new.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and not associated with like school and blah blah blah. So,
Awesome.
but yeah, so that was it. I tried to get Demi to come out with me last night,
Ugh.
and it was working.
It was. We were like eating dinner, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, "Ew, 8:00."
It wasn't even 8:00.
Yes,
it was like 7:45. You're like, I didn't realize how late it was, and I was like, if I don't think it's late, because I go to bed by 9:00, 9:30.
Even Brett was like, "We'll be home by 9," and I'm like, "No, we won't.
Not with us.
No,
Yeah.
we will be home at 11, like guaranteed."
Although I
There's
was
no
home
way.
by 9:00.
Because we weren't there to chat it up. And here we
are.
are.
That's why I was so sad.
Chatting
I was
it up. Oh,
devastated.
you had to go cry?
I did. I was so sad. I was like, Demi
No.
was so on board, Shiloh. And then she bailed on me. But now we are
Well,
here. We are here to chat about
and discuss.
some
I'm
crazy
ready.
stuff. Ready.
Lorena.
Ooh, Lorena. Pissed.
No.
Pissed?
No.
Pissed.
Okay, let's just like dive right in really quick where I started pissed, and it was in the first 30 seconds.
Geraldo Rivera?
I wasn't able to watch that so much. So can you fill us in on that?
So, sorry.
Get it together, please. Oh my God, are we related? Are we brothers and sisters here? Brothers. Who's my brother? I'm gender neutral, I guess. I am Sam Smith.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Sam Smith. I mean, yeah.
Oh, wait. I guess I am.
Where's this going? I don't know. Geraldo Rivera.
Go.
Was so intense with Lorena.
Who is that?
He's just some like news anchor guy. Like I've heard that name forever. And he kind of is like a Tom Selleck looking guy with a very thick mustache, right? And yeah, he's just like a news anchor. And I mean, he's reported on a lot of freaking shit from my understanding.
He's like too much.
Are you kidding me?
Like
sending her. So Geraldo Rivera was sending Lorena like signed pictures of him.
Oh yeah. Okay. This is coming back to me now. Like it was so stupid that I was like, I can't pay attention to that. But it's okay. Go ahead.
It's all kind of part of the whole point where it's just like, I feel like people weren't taking her serious.
No. Oh no.
And thank goodness for the Hispanic community there that all came in
amazing.
droves to come support her.
And, like the taxi drivers who are like,
you're not paying for it.
yeah,
I'm just
got
going to take you. Yeah, I know.
That was really special. Okay.
So, abortion. She had one. She didn't want one. So Lorena gets pregnant. And is there more things that happened right before that?
Well, okay, so my notes are like, they're like from the beginning of the episode through. So in the very beginning of the episode, John's being interviewed by a woman, and I don't remember, I should have wrote it down what he's saying. Watching him, he's lying.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
he is such a obvious liar. It's just like, you are embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, if you think that people are going to believe you, which they do.
They did, especially in the first case.
So much, which is gross. And then all the other stuff that's going on. Tanya Harding, the Menendez brothers. There was one other thing. Oh, I did write abortion. So, yeah, he made her get an abortion.
Yep, because he had said like,
they're not ready.
We're not ready. We don't have any means or whatever. And this is what I have to say about that. People get pregnant
They make it
all
work.
the time, and they make it work.
Yeah.
My parents did it in the 90s, or actually in the 80s with my sister, both of my sisters, and they had zero money.
Like less than. Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
To this day, I talk to my parents about it all the time.
It blows your mind, right?
And I was like, how did you do it? And my mom's just like, we just did.
Yeah.
That's literally her explanation.
Because you're living day to day.
Exactly.
And you're just like, if I could just get through today.
It's fine. I'll go to tomorrow.
I could do it. I could do it.
And that happens all the time. So the fact that he...
But also, like, I know that she wanted it.
Yep.
But you don't want it with that person.
No.
It's not going to change him. It's not going to suddenly make him a loving husband to you.
My problem isn't with the abortion itself, of course, because
it's him making her.
Yeah, because women can do whatever they want with their bodies, however they choose. In my opinion,
not when you are forced, a victim of abuse.
Exactly, ever.
No, you can't.
Yes.
So, further on the abortion, not only did he make her do it in the waiting room, he's joking around with her about the needles that they're going to poke in her.
Yes.
And laughing.
And the nurse had to physically take her away from him because he was making so light of the situation and taunting her with having to get an abortion.
This episode really just broke my heart in so many ways, which we're going to get into.
There's so many bad guys in this situation. Like, men that just were making fun of her.
Disappointing and scary sometimes.
Especially in the 90s right now.
Oh my gosh. Situation. But, I mean... just always like if men are questioning women are just like so paranoid. It's because they watch those murder shows. It's because they love true crime. Let me just say what
Spill some knowledge right now.
What I got from this episode, and this is all I really need to say. 2,000 women were killed by their partners in 1993. There were no hotlines for them to call. There was no federal funding. There was nothing for them.
And, excuse me, in the episode it was saying hundreds of thousands of women, though, were abused. So that 2,000 women were just killed by their husbands or their significant others. Hundreds of thousands were assaulted by them.
Yeah. It was just amazing to me, like seeing the footage from then and... Like, one of the things that they said is that, I can't remember if it was Lorena herself that said it or, like, someone working in, like a women's crisis center said it. This human being is scared of another human being, especially their spouse and someone that is supposed to love them. And they're scared and there's nothing that they can do.
And they were even showing footage of battered women being beaten, and cops are like, "Well, I can't take it from here.
Anything."
It's like, yeah, you can.
You can though, because what's happening?
Arrest my husband. Take him away. You can see I am bruised and beaten and bleeding in front of you.
Yeah, and there's nothing that they can do.
I hope it's a little bit different now. It seems to kind of be.
I think,
but at the same
pretty
time,
positive it is.
Horrible footage to see, though.
It's incredible. It's so incredible. And they were saying, like, they were talking about the escalation of abuse. And, well, if a man gets away with slapping her, it's going to lead to a punch, and then it's going to lead to a stab, and then he's going to kill her.
And with John, it started off, like, pretty small. He was threatening to take her immigration papers and wanting to deport her and, like, doing all these things. And then he was abusing her, and then he was raping her, and then he was anally raping her, and then... Look at all this stuff.
And then it was like more than just the rape. It was the verbal abuse about it too. Yeah. About like,
well, I'm going to find you if you leave anyway. And I'm going to come do it again.
And okay. Is it time to talk about the Harvard professor?
Yes, do it.
What did he say? Because I didn't even write down what he said, because when he said it, I was so upset.
He was basically just saying he didn't believe her. A lot of it. Play it. Yeah.
So, okay, we found the clip.
What was his name, by the way? Not that I want to give him credit for anything. Bullshit. Cool, cool.
Like, go to hell something or another, I think. MD. Okay, here's what he had to say about Lorena. Oh, sorry. Harvard professor.
Yep. Okay.
She didn't use the simple option. Get out. Move. Do something. You don't go to the kitchen, pick up a knife, and mutilate your husband. That's the...
First of all, he's very confident in what he's saying, and I'm super curious what he would say to himself now.
Truly.
I'm very, very curious, but it's hilarious also that he's the only man who was questioned on this front about like women's mental state, and all other women are like, so she was so wildly abused that this is the only option that she was given.
Right.
I just feel like I want to cry, because the fact that a professor at Harvard University
Yes.
could sit there so casually and calmly
Confident.
and just so confident in what
Like,
he's
why
saying.
didn't she just do the easy option with just
You know what would have been
leaving?
the easy option is to not beat up your wife.
Actually, that's the simplest and easiest.
Don't be an absolute psychopath and punch your wife and make her feel like she needs to take a knife to you.
And also, don't rape your wife. Like,
maybe what a wild concept.
I know.
Like
respecting your significant other, also just people in general, but especially your significant other.
And then all the people who are practicing this type of human study of abuse of women who are, victims of abuse. The assailant, they were saying that the assailant is more likely to kill his wife if she does leave.
So they said most women are often killed between the process of leaving their husband and between 6 months after leaving her within leaving and 6 months of them leaving them,
and they're
people
threatened from the beginning of the abuse. If you leave me, I will find you and I will kill you.
Or I'll just find you and keep tormenting you.
And the fact that this Harvard, I can't emphasize it enough, that a learned doctor at Harvard University didn't have that readily available before doing a fucking interview like this.
And that's what's crazy to me.
Incredible.
The fact that you're like, again, we'll stress this again. The fact that this Harvard professor said this, and the next door neighbor that's being interviewed is one of the ones being interviewed.
And
Verbatim
they're
said,
so cute.
"Oh no, they're so sweet." And like, thank you for talking about this years later too.
Right.
Said, "There's no question that this guy tormented his lady. A fucking random ass guy,
some neighbor,
yeah,
and all of his friends,
yeah,
and."
The fact that they're sympathizing to this day with Lorena, like, yeah, because he talked about raping her in the locker room and with this guy talk or whatever. He did these things. Of course he tormented her.
It amazes me that there are people that think that. Like, she should have just left. It's like, oh my God, what an idea you just had. Like, did you come up with that all yourself?
Yeah.
You are so smart. You fucking asshole. Like, God. Okay, what else do you have?
Also,
I don't have notes for a while.
Mine is, John is lying.
All the time. All the time. All he does is lie.
Because
he's so narcissistic.
At one point, he's talking about, like, coming home and, oh, then I went to bed, and then I remember being on top of her, and then I don't remember anything after that. And they're like, did you or did you not have sex with her that night? And he's like, I don't really know, sir. Fucking liar. Even if you are drunk, which apparently you were, because she did cough your dick and then you just laid there for a second.
You're pretty numb.
But also, like, maybe shock, like, what just happened?
True.
So there could be a couple things.
Because I think he was asleep when she did it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just, and the fact that, like, my next thing is, like, Lorena is reliving everything she's saying up there
on the witness stand.
She's, like, crying, and trying to hold it together
through. So tough.
So tough.
So one of the things that, like, every time John opened his mouth, what?
No, keep going. I have something to say.
No, he is so extremely narcissistic.
Yes.
And, like, one of the things he said, like, they were asking, like, why would she be mad? And it said, she was mad that I was leaving her.
So that's one thing. That's not even what I was going to say, but that's one thing where Lorena's like, I want to divorce him.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave him.
Yeah.
And I was staying at that house because, one, I didn't have anywhere to go yet, and we were in the middle of the divorce. And then he says numerous times that he was leaving her, and she was mad, and that's why she did it.
Yep.
But, so, like, who's to say, obviously, where my loyalty lies, because,
of course.
The situation, obviously.
Right.
But then, on top of that, it goes to, like, John Wayne Bobbitt today, like him today, old John Wayne Bobbitt, I'm going to call him. And he says, I don't know what she didn't understand. I was so tired. Like, she didn't understand that I was so tired, and that's why, like, that's why he couldn't recall events, or like it was just so weird. Like, he wasn't making. My point is, he wasn't making sense even to this day.
Right.
He was like saying thing like, I don't know what she didn't understand.
But you know what he does remember very vividly is how many alcoholic beverages he had. He can literally say, I had 5 beers and 2 B-52s or whatever the hell.
Well, he said he had 2 beers and a B-52. His friend was the one who's like, he had 5 beers and a couple of these B-52s.
Yes. And then they were like, oh, but there's not much alcohol in the B-52s. But then it's like,
why take it then?
Well, that, yes, that. But then also, how are you saying that you were like so drunk and tired if you didn't drink that much?
Right.
The stories just don't make sense.
Right.
They don't corroborate. So then John's doing like a
interview. Hold your butts. Hold your butts.
I was just like, how did this happen?
I don't know. And it's just like, why do we feel like we have to attack people on a physical level and like
because
on
that's all they have,
level?
Because they don't their brains can't go any further than that. So they go for something just to like
pick at something.
Just to pick at something. So the radio host told John, I don't even know what, like, she's not that good looking. She has pimples. When I saw her, she's got pimples all over her face. Ha ha ha. And it's just, and John,
I think she needs a little vitamin bobbit is what the or what the
and then there was a woman laughing in the background.
I heard that. I wasn't sure if I heard that correctly.
Oh yeah, I heard a woman. Just wake up, girlfriend.
Ooh, I know. All my note is it says fuck him.
I know.
I'm so pissed.
Who was that?
I don't know. I don't even. I don't even want to know.
I know.
I'm so mad.
So
Are you kidding me? I was like, what do you want then? Like,
yeah, no one knows.
I'm sorry. Like, oh, she's only rapeable if she's gorgeous.
Totally.
Like, what are you trying to say?
If a woman has pimples, like, what's the
obviously
point?
Yeah, of course she's
not even.
And like,
don't look at her.
Also, like, you saying that to the guy that married her, what are you even trying to accomplish?
I know. Even like, I will say that even John was like,
yeah, he was like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah, like, I don't get it. Pimples. So to end,
state forensic psychiatrist changed his testimony in Lorena's favor.
Right.
She was not in control of her faculties, he said. So he was completely thinking that she knew what she was doing.
Yes.
Until they talk with one of her clients that came in to get her nails done before.
That made me start crying.
Same. Right before Lorena, the night before the event, or like the night of, I guess, the day of. This woman comes in to get her nails done, her eyebrows waxed, and her nails were shit afterward.
Her eyebrows were uneven.
Uneven, yeah. And she's talking about how Lorena was like fine 1 second and then shaking another and then completely hysteric.
Like having a hard time like breathing regularly and just like clearly shaken.
Yep.
And when she was doing her nails, Lorena pulled up her sleeves and she was covered in bruises all around her arms. And the woman was just like,
what happened? And then Lorena like puts her sleeves down.
Her sleeves down. Because the way the woman gasped and was just so shocked. I'm just like, I felt such a connection as a woman to that reaction. Like, we're so like polite as a society, or we're taught to be like, don't ask personal questions to people you don't know. But like, you see bruising all over the arms on a woman, and you just want to do everything in your power to help her and feel some like connection. Can I help you? Her.
And she did. The woman offered to have her stay at her house.
It was so beautiful.
And Lorena's like, no, I can't leave. My husband's going to kill me,
and he'll kill you.
Yep. And what happened that night? She chopped off his dick.
Her story, it just like really made me cry.
Yeah.
And then who was this man? Oh, I think it was her attorney who was saying like, someone told me a woman's body is her home. Her body
it's her lawyer.
Yeah. Her body is like holds her soul or something like that. And it's like, I get where you were going with that, but by describing a woman like that up on some pedestal where my body is my home,
my temple,
but my body is my temple, like, Yeah, no, totally true, but also applies to men.
Totally.
We aren't asking for unreasonable things. We're asking to be treated with human respect and kindness.
Yeah, I think he was only doing that because that's Lorena's lawyer.
understand.
So I think he was trying to make people realize like how this is Lorena's feeling.
I'm just like, we don't need your help.
Right.
We don't need you to show us the way.
Mm-hmm.
We can fucking do it. We don't need a man to stand up for us. We just need you to be mutual.
Except for in this case, because he has to do his closing statement.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're a lawyer and
Yeah,
you
you
happen
have
to
to
be a
do-
man defending a woman,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do your thing. But as a human, as our society goes, like, I don't need you to advocate for me and explain
I need you to listen
other
to me.
men. Exactly.
And I need you to, when I need to say something, especially about my own body,
you shut up.
You shut up, and you also just support that.
And you hear it and respect it. Even if you don't agree, you don't have to agree, but
This
you
is my
still
body,
have to
yeah.
respect it. And if I say back up, you back up. I
that can apply to
can't-
so many different things, not even women's bodies, of course, like it can apply to
So
like
far, it
culture
goes
and
totally, of course,
race and all that stuff. So
yeah. So I understood why he chose to do those things. It's just it
lawyer
feels
you're talking about, okay.
it just feels so like, what is the word? Like archaic. It does. I'm not a goddess. I'm not an untouchable, like, beautiful goddess on a pedestal.
Right.
I'm just a person. So
Right.
just treat me like that.
exactly, he shouldn't have.
I'm not
raped me.
asking for unreasonable
Right,
things.
right. He shouldn't have raped me because I'm a human being that doesn't deserve to be doing anything against my will.
Totally.
That's
the
it's
bottom
not-
line.
It's not because my body is female and I have a vagina. It's
Thank
because
you. That's it. That's
yeah,
exactly what I'm saying.
Mhm,
That really just, I was like, I don't,
yeah.
not loving this closing argument.
Yeah.
But I could see how especially in
And
1993.
that's exactly right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to appeal to the 7 women that are jurors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even the 5 minutes.
If it were me, I would have been like, first of all, I shouldn't even be here because I'm ready to cut it off again.
exactly. Sorry, I'm dying now.
Do you want water?
No.
Okay.
Wine. No, it's because I freaking choked on my spit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just want to kill myself, I guess, with my spit. Oh my God. Yeah. So, I mean, that's where it ends with
Yeah.
all
We
that.
got one more.
I mean, I honestly, again, like I've said many times, like I never really looked up this case and I didn't watch the
either.
last one. So I'm guessing she's acquitted because she's not in jail right now. She's having an
Unless
interview.
she got out for like good behavior or something.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
I just kind of want to, I do want to know what's happening with them now.
Love to. What
Yeah.
if they got back together?
Could you imagine?
I'd be so mad.
I'd be like, what's the point of this
I
documentary?
know. Get this out of my face.
Yeah. My face just went stone cold. I was
Steve Austin.
Yeah. I tell you, I really had a crush on him.
I have a crush on all wrestlers. I don't know why.
Really? My crush was like when I was like 10 though.
I watched this thing like 6 times on Instagram today that The Rock posted because
The Rock is amazing. Of course, who doesn't follow The Rock?
The Rock.
Millions and
He loves himself more
And
than
he should.
anybody.
and he should because he
Did you
is
see what he
gorgeous
posted
and
today?
also great.
He is great.
He's
I
like
don't know about
truly a good
gorgeous.
person.
I know.
I think he's pretty gorgeous in like a
No,
muscly
Dwayne
way
Wade,
because I like
no.
muscles.
The Rock. There we go. I just love him.
I love him so
And what
much. He's
okay,
so funny.
Did you watch this?
No.
I watched this like 6 times. They're wrestling. It's so good.
With Hulk Hogan?
Yes. It's so fake and great.
Oh, it's so fake.
You smell what the Rock is cooking.
Well, I don't understand why this type of wrestling exists, to be honest.
I don't know. It's so great. Did you ever watch The Wrestler?
No.
He's like, here's my arm.
Yeah.
Watch. Wait.
Oh my god!
Wait, watch what he does.
What the fuck?
Here he comes. Wait. He's not ready yet. Here he goes. And down. But watch the Hulk's reaction. Whoa.
I can't.
It's
Did he say any? What did The Rock say about this? Is he just like, oh yeah, of course it's not real?
Look at Hulk Hogan.
This is
It's
so fucking
good.
stupid.
Torch passed. Grateful. This past weekend, WWE celebrated the anniversary of what was billed as Icon versus Icon to determine who would go down in WWE history as the greatest of all time. It was yours truly versus the immortal Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania.
Is it because they wanted to retire Hulk Hogan or something? And
I don't know.
That's so weird to me that The Rock won. It's obviously choreographed. No dur.
Always.
Like, of course. But, like, what's the point?
Did you ever watch Hulk Hogan's
show?
Yes. With
A
his
couple
family.
episodes, yeah.
Oh my god. I love it. It gets, like, I don't watch any of the cheesy stuff.
I never watch trash TV typically, but there are a few that I've, like,
gotta.
gotten.
Gotta. Anyway, that had nothing to do with Lorena.
Doesn't matter. We also
erase
need
it.
a little bit of... No, why?
Because why?
We also need a little bit of...
Decompression.
Oh, slight detour.
Okay.
We just
had to practice our smiling.
Yeah, at each other really awkwardly for like
ready and
okay. That's our smile time.
Great. Because if you make yourself smile for 5 seconds, you'll be happy.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Is it true? Or are you
yeah,
saying
it's like when you stand like this,
like a
for
superhero.
like 30 seconds, it exudes confidence. It makes you feel confident.
It also makes your boobs look great.
Thank you. I'm so confident about that now. You see my stance?
I do.
My shoulders are back. I have scoliosis.
And your boobs are out.
Perky. They're never
AF.
perky.
Yes, they are. Shut your face.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about your boobs more.
No. Okay.
I figured you'd say that.
Let's talk about how I am the worst Greek of all time.
Why?
Because in the book, A Silent Patient, the book is super Greek because it's written by a Greek author. And
Why?
so
Why
I'm
bad?
the worst Greek because so in this book, we start off with Theo going to Diomedes about learning more. He got the book from Jean-Philippe. Oh my gosh.
Alcestis?
Alcestis.
Yeah.
I was thinking like
Alchemedes.
I was thinking herpes.
Herpes. Oh, that's also
Alcestis. And so Theo's like, I was hoping you could help me out with this. And Diomedes is like, why? Because I'm Greek? You think I know all the Greek tragedies? And he's like, yeah, it's true. We do. And I'm like, I know nothing. I've never even heard the word Alcestis.
Nope. I didn't even know how to say it. Not that I'm Greek. But I also did study Greek in college a couple of times.
Oh, you did?
Like 2 classes, and I remember nothing. I took
that sucks.
2 classes in 2 different semesters about Greek
Like
mythology.
Really?
And I don't remember anything.
We had a book growing up, and my grandma would like want to talk
Chop
about
on
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so cute.
But anyway, I know
So you didn't know
nothing, and I
Alcestis.
was just like, okay.
Not all
wow.
Greeks
Way
know.
to put me on blast,
Yeah.
Theo.
Thanks a lot.
Also, Theo might have stalker issues.
You think?
In so many ways.
You think? Why do you say that?
He stalks his own wife?
Yeah, I mean, I get that she's cheating on you, but at the same
Just
time...
break up.
Break up with your wife.
Break up with your wifey.
Because she's
'Cause
clearly
you're-
bored of you.
Because she's bored.
Yeah.
Bored.
Yeah.
You can't hit it in the morning.
No, she doesn't
It's
want you
not
to.
yours.
Yeah. It's currently
It
somebody
ain't
else's.
right.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care. Care.
I love when Ariana is channeled through
Ugh.
Demetra.
Only always.
Always. No, truly always.
I love her so much.
I know you do.
What notes do you have?
So I kind of just try to make some notes with kind of each chapter,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
blended some together. So we talk about last time about how Alicia is afraid of Jean Felix because he's
Did I say
very.
Jean-Philippe?
Did you? Oh, sure. I love how
was
I didn't even
that?
notice.
Who's Jean-Philippe?
That name sounds familiar
I
though.
know.
What's that from?
Is it from Enchanted? I do love Enchanted.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It sounds familiar for something. That's why I
Sure.
definitely didn't notice it. So she's afraid of him because it's very intense. She's starting.
Yeah, I don't like any of the men in Alicia's life.
No.
Especially after this chapter with her husband, which we're going to get into.
Okay. Yeah.
But I
Irritated.
I don't like any of them.
No. And like you
Back
said
up.
last week, and I really thought it was like so true, was how like she just doesn't have it. All these men are coming at her, not believing
And
in her,
demanding different
demanding
shit.
things,
Yeah.
and all this stuff, and it's just like she has no out. So
We do meet one of her quote unquote
friends, please.
Okay.
Worst name.
Barbie.
Yeah. So all I have is that when we come back, Theo talks to Diomedes about Alcestis, like you just said. Alcestis. And then he tells Diomedes, I think I want her to paint.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
So that's the whole point, is that because she's not talking right now, they want to try to get her to open up.
And, like, express something.
Something to communicate in some way. She does currently have an art class right now, but she's not doing well in it because...
That teacher sucks.
Oh my god, she's horrible.
So threatened.
Yeah, so threatened by her because she's an actual artiste.
Like, anybody could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't take very much talent. And it's like, ooh, well, you're not actually an artist. You're a teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine and great.
And you are an artist on some level, but you're not a well-known artist that's having their...
And you're jealous.
Jealous of somebody that can't talk. Who won't talk. So, anyway, so the whole point is that, so he convinces Diomedes, the supervisor, I'm going to have Alicia paint. Maybe that'll get her to open up. And she does paint.
She does. What does she paint?
She paints a picture of her and Theo. Theo is holding Alicia in his arms, and you can't tell if they're either leaving a burning building or running into a burning building.
So crazy.
Well, how would you interpret that if you saw something like that? What would you think?
Well, I'm wondering what that even looks like, because couldn't you tell which direction it was going?
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
I was like, how would that work where you can... Unless it was just shadows.
Oh.
But at the same time, he knows that it's him.
Mm-hmm. It's very, like, particular.
Or say that it was coming at the side, from the side of it or something, maybe. Maybe it's profiles of them, and you can't tell if it's going away. But I'm
curious to see what that would look like.
Yeah.
What a crazy thing, sidebar, just to be a writer, but having to describe artwork.
Right.
That's so weird. That's really like weird. Really talented.
Yeah, exactly.
I know nothing about art.
Nothing.
I'm
truly
like,
nothing.
That is a nice painting with colors.
Yep.
That is a black and white painting with no colors.
With black and gray scale.
That is a big painting. That is a small one.
Hey, that one says Picasso. That must be a Picasso painting.
Sometimes they are medium.
Sometimes they are on canvas. Sometimes they are not.
Sometimes it's just a pile of dirt in the middle of the museum and it's supposed to be art.
Sometimes it's a toilet.
Sometimes it's plants. Sometimes it's people.
Sometimes it's a black dot in the middle of something that you can't see.
Sometimes it's just one square.
Yep.
And everybody is obsessed with it, and I don't get it.
Sometimes it's Marilyn Monroe painted over and over. Andy Warhol, why are you
in love?
No, but also why is he?
Sometimes it's a banana.
Or
a weird banana.
Can of tomato.
Tomato.
Tomato. Soup.
What was I just gonna tell you?
Something I interrupted. I'm such a bitch.
I was in the middle of interrupting you. Oh, have you seen that? Well, I know you have, but like that Parks and Rec episode when they're making the mural for the building.
Yes.
And Tom's like, "Give me the shapes," and he's like, "Look at these shapes." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "I'm tearing up, man."
Because it was his friend that paints it for him, right?
I thought it was an art student.
Oh, it's an art student.
He like throws $100 out and he's like, "Make me a drawing."
And he just is so moved by it.
Loves the shapes. Yeah. I can't stop moving. You always sit there so calmly, and I'm just like, hey.
Not always. Not always.
Anyway.
Oh. Also,
we're reading a book right now.
So, anyway, Alicia paints this painting.
Crazy.
But before that, she does, like, kind of communicate to him by smiling. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, no, not yet.
No.
But
who knew?
No.
Who knew? So, they are starting to get a little bit more communicative, and then she paints this, and it's just like, ooh. What is she trying to say about Theo and her? Why is she putting Theo in a painting? Both the ways that you can interpret are intense. Like either he's saving her or he's fucking her over,
feeding her to the wolves, aka
or to the fire. Yeah,
flames. No wolves. Wolves could be fire sometimes. If you're an artist, like you would understand.
Yeah, but like, sorry you guys don't
not
understand.
Not everyone's gonna get art.
No.
Heard of it.
It spells ART.
Brushes. Canvas.
Yeah.
Huh?
Paints, maybe.
Acrylics.
Heard of it?
Bristles.
Heard of it?
Yeah. Look alive. What, you think you're better than us?
Wake up.
Smell the acrylics. Okay. This is getting
weird.
What is
happening?
I don't know. Ow.
Sure.
In Alicia's diary, I think it's the next chapter?
No, but it's okay.
Cool.
This is what I have is that Kathy, Theo's wife,
Yes.
is gonna
still
go.
calling him a pothead.
Yeah, still calling him pothead, but also is like, I'm gonna go meet my friend Nicole. Remember the one that moved away? She's back right now.
Yeah.
And this is what.
Okay.
Are you? Okay.
Have so much fun.
So much fun. I won't be following you or anything.
Best time.
Let me just make sure you will. So he wants to follow her. He wants to creep follows
hard.
her. I was bummed when it turned out to actually be Nicole though, because like I wanted to know who this guy is that she's cheating on him with.
Oh, super interested. Okay, so he follows her all around the city because she's supposed to be meeting up with her friend, and Theo's like, yeah, right, no, you're not. And so he follows her. He hides in a pub, looks at her across the street. Turns out she really is meeting her friend.
For my own sake, I was kind of hoping it was going to be this guy because I'm like,
me too. I like needed it. I needed the satisfaction.
Didn't come.
Didn't. No.
Although he didn't catch her in the act of anything, so
which was like, nice. But he was like ready to kill a stranger on the street.
Dude,
his anger is
escalating with this whole Kathy situation. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What happens after that?
So then mine goes into Alicia. Oh, how she's talking about a stranger.
Yes.
Or
well, before that, we meet Barbie, and Barbie tells a story. I know. So Barbie is Alicia's next door neighbor, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, we're such close friends. I come over and we drink and I talk and we talk," is what she says. And she seems to have a really big personality when she's talking to Theo, and she's like, "Oh, but I have some information to give you." And Theo's like, "Okay, great, tell me." She's like, "No, but come over and I'll tell you about it then." I'm like, "What,
girl?"
No. So the whole point of it is that Barbie is telling Theo that Alicia thought somebody was following her and spying on her.
Yes, that's how he found that out. Okay.
Exactly. So she doesn't think that Alicia could have killed her husband.
Right.
Alicia was no way tough enough to kill anyone. She wasn't a killer. Take it from me. She's innocent. I'm 100% sure. And then it goes into how she says...
But also take Barbie's word with a grain of salt. Like,
she seems
just a
frantic and weird.
She's a rich alcoholic.
Like, yes, exactly. And she's like, "You see, there was a man." And then Thea goes, "A man?" And she goes, "Yes, watching." And it's just talking about how she thought she was being followed. She tried to say, like, go to the police to Alicia. She didn't. Say, tell your husband. She's like, and then Alicia's like, "I haven't yet." But
she really did.
Yeah. We come to find out when we read Alicia's journal that she really did.
Right.
And then Theo is going, "Well, did Alicia talk about this to anybody else? And then if she did, who did she tell? Who knew about this?" From there, before we still get into Alicia's diary, we pan back to... Yeah. We go back to the ward, and Theo hears screaming.
Like a woman just screaming. NBD, but Alicia stabbed Elif in the eye with a paintbrush. Casual.
Isn't that just what somebody... That's a normal thing.
I'm usually... Okay, so when I'm
Don't
mad,
bother me when I'm arting.
I'm arting so hard.
So hard. The hardest.
And also, that's like how I just like let out my anger.
Right.
I don't like to use my words because
Standard.
We're done with that.
Yeah.
This is 2019. We're done with words.
Yeah.
Paintbrush in the eye really conveys your emotions. So
done.
Is that weird? I don't think so.
I guess not.
Because
Alicia did it. Alicia did it. And Theo's like, "What the fuck just happened?" Yeah. His last sentence in that it's a teeny tiny chapter, he's like, "For the first time I felt afraid." And I'm like, you didn't feel afraid when she attacked you in your fucking office?
Again, she's very casual and subtle with her expressing her emotions.
She is doing that, though. She is expressing her emotions.
So much. So violently.
So it's clear as
very
day.
Scary. She's a little cracked right now. Snapped, crackled.
Popped.
Yeah. She did it.
She is Rice Krispies.
Okay, so she stabs him.
Her.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Next chapter. Jean-Philippe is a creep.
Not next chapter yet. That's later. We find out that she stabbed her. We find out why she stabbed Elif.
Oh. Just delete what I said.
No, I'm going to keep it.
Get it
because we need to remember it later.
It's on my notes.
It's on my notes.
My notes.
My notes.
My notes, my dudes.
So Theo goes to Elif and is like, why the fuck did this bitch stab? Not verbatim.
He did. That was what he said.
Did she stab you in the eye?
Bitch.
And it's because Elif was taunting Alicia about...
Again, this is also the reason that she did this the first time, too. Because Elif is an instigator.
And
then she gets... I was going to say she gets mad. I'm like, she actually gets blind. But, like, who's counting? I'm not keeping score. She gets so blind.
She gets so blind in one eye. By the paintbrush.
Acrylics.
No, in the middle of the night, blinded by the paintbrush. Oh, that's better. That's way better.
No, it's all bad.
Revved up.
Like a... Do they say douche or douche? Deuce.
Revved up like a...
Douche? Douche.
Like a something in... Shoot,
Deuce.
I knew.
Wrapped
up like a deuce in the middle.
What's a deuce? I thought it was poop.
I can't remember. I feel like I've listened to Dak Shepard's podcast and he's talked about this, but it's
Wrapped up.
revved up. Revved up like a blue.
A deuce is a car. Like
That
a
makes sense.
deuce coupe.
Oh, sure.
It's like a
You
two-seater.
know car things, I guess.
It's a two-seater coupe.
Gotcha.
Deville. I made that part up.
I don't know. Sure.
Okay.
I'll believe anything you say right now. I'm gullible.
You just changed everything for me.
I did? Because you think that they were just saying...
No, I thought they were saying wrapped up. And I'm like, what of a deuce could be wrapped up? Or a douche?
Also douche. Yeah.
Revved up like a deuce is a car. It makes so much sense now. I got it. Okay.
Got it. Cool. So anyway, Elif was taunting
Twas not
Alicia.
relevant.
Twasn't, but
twas
fun.
in a way.
Twas.
If you're revving a deuce.
In the middle of the night.
Blinded by Alicia.
Yeah.
And we're back. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
That's how it.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk. Oh, here I am.
I love it. It's because Elif was taunting her that Theo is sweet on Alicia, and then he says he loves you. Theo and Alicia sitting in a tree. Theo and Alicia, Kissing. Elif started laughing. Horrible
Stab in the
shrieking.
eye.
Yep. Stab.
Boom.
In the motherfucking eyes.
Beautiful.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Now, are we talking about Jean-Philippe?
Now we're talking about... Alicia gave Theo her journal.
Right.
That's when we find out about Jean-Philippe.
Very big.
So the whole thing happens with Elif, and they're like, we need to shut down treatment of Alicia. This
Right.
is becoming hostile. Nobody's safe. And we can't...
Nobody
gets out alive. And so they're like, okay, we can't treat her anymore because obviously it's not working and we're not getting through to her. She's being hostile. So Theo sees Alicia again and is just like, hey, we're not going to be able to see each other. And she hands him her diary.
Progress.
Progress.
She wants him to know, but she doesn't know how.
Doesn't know how to say, because she can't say it.
She refuses.
Refuses to say it.
She's revving up.
Like a deuce.
In the middle of the night. Now, here we go. Alicia's diary?
Alicia's diary. Get it going.
Okay, so this is the one thing that I noticed through all her diary entries for what we're reading right now. They are so clear-minded. It is not chaotic. It's not... It gets a little weird with the stranger creeping.
Yeah, because that's when it starts to kind of be like, is she?
Is she? Isn't she? Because then, like, later on it gets referenced that this has been a thing in the past. And so I'm like, oh, is she kind of spiraling?
Right.
But for right now, her diary entries...
Clear as day.
Yes. It's like my diary entries.
Less
I am
jaded.
Whoa.
Yeah. Less teenage angsty.
I mean this one.
Oh, I was like, your new one?
Why are you being so mean to me right now?
I would never mean to be mean to you. Total sidebar.
How far do we have to go? Because I don't really have that much else. I have her diary entries are clear-minded and she doesn't seem crazy. And then about her telling
her diary
Gabriel
about
the guy.
Okay, so let's just get into that real quick. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes, that was the huge part.
So besides like Jean-Felix kind of being intense.
Oh yeah, they go out. They go out to the play.
But he does warn her like you need to
so
be
weird.
Yeah, don't trust everybody.
Trust the people
but like, what the fuck
you.
does that mean? Why don't you be like,
knows.
hey, Don't trust this. Why do you have to be
and then walk away so weird?
And then not like answer when she calls at you to explain.
Dumb.
I don't understand that.
No, so
I truly don't.
It's
But
so
anyway, and people are like that, which is why it's so dumb. Like, that's,
I wouldn't let them walk away.
No, I'd be like,
you're staying here,
bitch.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So she gets into in her diary about seeing this guy outside of her window. She keeps seeing him stare at the house.
And he's like down the street and there's a bus stop down there. So I think at first she was just like, that's weird. This guy was looking.
Mhm.
I didn't really like it. I got the heebie-jeebies.
Yep.
And then she just starts noticing him regularly.
And everywhere.
Yeah.
Like her walking and he
She went to the park. He was across the pond.
Yep.
And she even yelled at him and thought it was John Felix.
Yep. Exactly. Took a picture of him, but you can't see his
Yeah,
features.
showed it to Barbie. Barbie was like, okay, this is weird because I've watched all the murder mysteries. This would literally be us. He's casing your house and he's like checking your movements because he wants to either rob you or like probably rape you.
Exactly.
Like, no one knows. So she's freaking out, and she also, I don't know, why did she lie to Barbie about telling Gabriel?
So she does tell Gabriel, and I think because she didn't want to feel judged by Barbie. I thought she had said something like about not disclosing that she told.
Yeah, she didn't. She like specifically didn't. She lied to Barbie.
Exactly. So, I honestly think that was it. That she just don't want to be.
And then, so
she
tells
tells
Gabriel,
Gabriel,
tell Gabriel, and she's like, I've been seeing this man. He's creeping me out. Like, I don't know what's going on. And he just automatically He's dismissive, and it doesn't. He fully doesn't believe her
at all. He's like, we need to go take you to the doctor and have you talk to somebody. That's the first thing he goes to.
Yep.
Not at all like, oh my gosh, that's really scary. Tell me when you see him. Let's make sure that this is happening. Whatever the situation.
And actually, Gabriel says, is it Jean Felix? And she's like, no, it wouldn't be him. He's not that way. But then she's like, I know who it is. It's Max.
Yeah, because
he's obsessed with her.
Exactly. And this is the brother again. This is the brother of
Gabriel's brother. Yeah. So the reason that she comes to that conclusion is because Gabriel is like, oh, I told Max that we would go out to dinner with him. And she's like,
I don't want to go.
Like light bulb. Oh, that is something that Max would do. Yeah. Which believable because
he's aggressively assaulted her.
Aggressive, yeah, in her own house. And so they go to dinner and he brings his secretary, Tanya, who he's now married to. And she follows him to the bathroom and confronts him. But I after that, it wasn't him.
I don't think it was him.
It's not him.
No. Because he was like, what the heck?
Yeah, he's like
playing
get away
too
from
much.
me.
He'd be too good of an actor to like.
He just had no idea what she was talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's not him. And then Gabriel takes her
to see Dr. West. Yeah, Dr. West. So she tells Dr. West everything that's happening, and all Dr. West says is like, okay, well,
he's the worst.
He's horrible. I'm just gonna put you back on medication.
Also dismissive.
Very dismissive.
He's like,
your therapist should not be dismissive at all.
Nope.
That's not the point of therapy.
No.
So he puts her back on some medication because she has gone through an episode when her father killed himself,
which is so fair.
Yeah,
you better believe I'm gonna go through several episodes.
Of course, if anything happens to my family, of course, 100%.
Yep.
So, and that was very, very irritating. So she's just decided to not tell anybody anything anymore.
Right.
She's like, fine, I'm just going to figure it out for myself.
Right.
I'm going to take the gun that was given to my husband. I'm going to put it downstairs. So if I see him, I can defend myself.
I need to protect myself.
Exactly. Yeah. And she keeps seeing him. She sees him like outside the yard.
Yep.
And the last thing that happens before we get into the part 4, because this is all part 3 is just her diary.
Yeah.
Is that she can hear something happening. She's trying to phone Gabriel, can't get a hold of him. She says, I need to get out of here. I need to escape. Oh my God, I can hear him. He's inside. He's inside the house.
I have chills. You better believe I will not be writing in my diary.
Of
course
is not.
I hear him.
I'm so scared.
He is inside. What?
What? Why?
You're writing in your diary.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Run away.
Gotta get
and the fact that you're like, I need to get out of here. I need to escape. But wait. Oh my God. I can hear him.
I just have to finish the sentence.
Easier. The last thing that we kind of read in this section.
A bomb is dropped.
Yes, it is. What is it? What's that bomb? That
Dr. West is Christian.
Yeah. Dr. West is Christian.
West.
Theo's nemesis.
Arch nemesis.
Yeah. Who works at fucking the Grove with him. Fucking the Grove.
Fucking
the Grove. Works with him. And Theo is just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. This is the guy that was treating Alicia before she went silent.
Theo did something actually really smart too. So when he figured out Dr. West, he's like, okay, oh my God. And he's like, I'm going to lock up this journal. And he's like, no. And he takes it
Keep
with
it on
him.
me.
Yeah, which is so smart because every time I'm watching movies and they do shit like that, I'm just like, I get that you're leading into a season 3 right now, but don't do that.
Can I just say really quickly, just one thing?
Say one thing.
Thanks. It makes me think of Downton Abbey.
Oh yeah,
because,
let's get into it. Because
there is something that is written about a prince or whatever, and so it's just, whatever. You have to know the characters. It's fine. Whatever. Anyway. The point is...
You would understand.
You wouldn't understand if you just didn't binge it like I did. So anyway, somebody gets a hold of this piece of paper that says some incriminating things. Mm-hmm. And the Crawley family tries to go to this guy's house and break in. And they convince them to like let them in to like look for it. And they're like, we couldn't find it anywhere. And Bates, John Bates,
love Bates,
is like... Why would you keep it in their house? If I had something incriminating, I would keep it on myself. And he's like, you know, my lord, don't worry. I'll figure it out. He gets the guy's coat when he's leaving, fucking pickpockets that shit right out. Because it was on him.
Yes.
Because that's where you keep the things.
Yeah, on your person.
On your person, which is what Theo did. And like goes to Christian, is like, hey dude, you're a fucking piece of shit. Yeah. You were treating Alicia.
And you're only trying to cover yourself by drugging her.
That's the only
reason.
Yep. And she didn't sound crazy. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing is that even Christian to this day is dismissive of her. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, she's crazy. Like, I mean, Gabriel was a friend of mine.
Your own ass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's like the biggest little nugget. He's like, please don't tell anybody that this happened. He's like, I won't tell anybody yet.
Right.
Yep.
Love it. Anyway.
Yeah. So then we finish the book.
And okay, yeah, then we're done. We're almost done.
Yeah.
You guys.
Do we have a Demi diary?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's get into Demi's diary. I don't know what that was. Don't ask.
Okay. So the last entry was, this is like from last week. So
when
we're
you said
still
fuck. I feel like you should reread it.
No, because then... It's because then that was when we went to the movies. And remember, the last thing that happened was Jason...
decided he liked you again.
He sent me an IM and said, I like you. And I have it at home.
That's what is coming...
beginning of Aprapril.
Beginning of April, we'll be having a whole bunch of Demi's notes.
Yeah, and printed
out IMs. What's the date?
March 14th, 2005. Dear Diary... There was this one day a couple months ago in January when Jason and Nick spent the whole weekend with me. So Taylor spent the night on Saturday and then left at like 8. So then Nick and Jason came over and I was still in my pajamas. And Jackie is my mom, who's my mom's best friend. Jackie came over and my mom said, do you guys want to go to Monterey and see a movie? And of course we said yes.
Duh.
So I take a shower and then come out and Jason looks at me and says, I've never seen your hair wet before. And I don't know why, but I took it as a compliment.
I feel like that's kind of sexual a little bit for 15-year-olds.
So we saw Boogeyman. And after the movie, I saw Adrian, Olivia, and Eric. Then Jason and Nick want to try... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Then Jason and Nick want to try on gangster suits. So
what does that mean?
So they do.
What is that?
Then they force me to try on a dress. We meet my mom outside the theater and go to Jose's. It was so much fun. I know, though, that they look at it as just a normal weekend of doing something, but to me it was special because Nick is my best friend. Mm-hmm. Jason sucks. He cuddled with Caitlin. Whenever I get the chance, or if he ever tries to cuddle with me, I'm going to say, nope, you broke your promise and cuddled with someone other than me. Sorry. Love always, Demi.
Ooh, Demi. Okay, I found a little note. I don't think I've read this one before because it's just so. This is probably when I was in 6th grade.
Okay. Hot
And
drama.
it's not nothing really exciting. I'll just like explain things in it, I guess. So it says JMK, Jessica Marie Kistler, blah. And it's like letters that are connected together.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited about the dance. I hope Jessica will go. A different Jessica. So I was best friends with 2 other Jessicas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think I got your sign right, which is what I was talking about. The JMK is all connected.
That's your sign.
My sign. Like, we all came up with, like, our own little...
Of course.
Yeah. 6th
I have
grade.
to be different.
Especially with 2 of my best friends being Jessica.
Yeah.
I will give you the notebook. I'll give the notebook to Jessica during math. When we start the notebook, we can still write notes. We have to keep it as secret as possible, or else everyone will want to do a notebook. Gotta go by.
Yeah, they will.
So the whole thing with the notebook is that it was basically going to be a secret notebook for just the 3 of us.
Yes, I have that.
Right.
Do you still have yours?
I don't know if I do.
Gotta find it.
But I also used to... Do you remember this is also another thing that we did. It was the secret journal where you had to whisper into it and it would open. It was like battery operated or whatever, and it like you had to like say a password and that's how when it would open. Whoa. You don't remember this? It was like a secret journal thing, and I remember one time that it wasn't with these 2 Jessicas, it was with one of the Jessicas and with my friend. Fuck, I was so mean to her. Oh my god. Jamie, her name was Jamie. I was horrible. I was like the ringleader of all of my friends. I would command them to do things and they would do them because that's just what it was. My sister like would be like in awe of the things I could get my friends to do, which is so not like me.
No.
At all.
No.
Like,
I don't know who you're talking about.
I don't either. I don't.
What would you tell them to do?
Everything.
Clean my room?
Yes. Yep. Everything.
I'm so creeped out.
Yep.
I'm very alarmed. Do you want me to clean your room?
Please, because it's so gross right now. And also I don't want to. But truly everything. Like I would just be like, I would just give a command and they would do it. It was so Regina? Weird. Pretty much. In 6th grade though, 6th grade version. And like I used to have people give me toys all the time. Like I would get Barbies and I would get, you remember the Barbie doll that if you put water on its eyes it would look like it had makeup on? Like it would.
Yes.
Okay. I had somebody give me that Barbie and then her parent drove all the way over and it was just like, I bought that for my daughter. I need your daughter to give it back. Like I need to get it back because they were also like, all of us were not that well off anyway. Yeah. So like I had parents come back and claim toys that their daughters would just give to me. I would just have like stuff from people all the time. It's the weirdest.
What a weird trait.
Because it's nothing like the way I am.
No.
Like
no.
And I remember like snippets of it, but I don't remember a lot of it.
Sure.
So the whole point of this was like, so one of the Jessicas and this girl Jamie, the secret journal was happening, and they were both writing notes back and forth to each other while I was cleaning my room. Like we were all at my house and I was doing stuff, and they were writing back to each other but not talking to me, and I was so fucking pissed, but I wasn't going to say that I was mad. I was just going to be fine.
Shine on.
And all they were doing was just be like, we're pretending to write notes. Let's see how long Jessica lasts before she says something to us.
You're so mad.
And I was furious, but I'm like, I'm not fucking giving in to them ignoring me, especially with me being the ringleader.
Jessica, clean my room.
And
Jamie, give me your toy.
Oh man, I think about her all the time, and I like want to apologize. The thing was, like, we were friends, like we totally were. There was just some weird thing we came up with at one point where we even said like she was my servant, like truly, like we said. I have like
you guys got weird. You could have been like those girls that murdered their friend.
Yeah, thankfully I wasn't into that. Yeah, but also like I could see that type of stuff.
Dynamic.
Yeah, not like obviously murder, but like, just weird
Steal
stuff.
that candy for me.
I thankfully I never asked anybody to do any like steal anything. It was always just like stuff.
Give it to me.
Do this
Give
or
me
like
your breakfast.
But it wasn't even like I would ask them for their toy. They would literally like as a sacrifice, like pretty much give it. They would just give me things.
What?
It's the wildest thing.
I'm not having kids.
It's so crazy
not.
because I'm just like, why? One, how was I such a big personality at that age? Because one, I don't remember being that way. That I was able to get people
Not
to
that
do
I
things.
don't think you're strong. I just
Yeah.
don't see you as that person.
Well, I hopefully don't come off as a selfish person.
That's what I mean. Like
Now.
I don't see you in that like taking role.
I don't either, which is why it's so weird when I know it happened. And my
Yeah.
sister has vivid memories of me being this way. And she would just be in awe of me, like, cultishly leading my group of friends.
I love it.
It's
I
just
love it so
crazy.
much.
Because I think what the dynamic that changed was because I moved from one town to another, and then I was the new girl. And then but I was very still kind of aggressive, not aggressive in like a bad way. I would like go up to people and introduce myself all the time. But then cut to going to high school and moving to a different town in high school, and I went up to introduce myself and was completely rejected, and then I changed. You know, so it's just like crazy. Thank God I'm not the same.
Weird.
I'm not
Kids are so.
I know kids are weird. I'm
Bizarre.
Yeah, bizarre.
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 Soup czar.
Soup bizarre. But yeah, I think about that all the time. Like, thank goodness. One, it's probably good I probably didn't stay in that situation because I hope I wouldn't have been a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, like, how dare I think that I deserve that stuff?
How dare
I'm
you.
so mad that I was like that. You know.
like it.
But at the same time, I'm so happy that doesn't even resonate with the type of person I am today. So anyway, yeah, we had a secret journal. Blah blah blah. That was the whole point of the thing. Yeah, and we did. We would.
Do you want this notebook? Do you want this glass of wine?
Yes.
Do you want my phone?
Also, why aren't you drinking your glass of wine?
I forgot. I got excited. I will.
Do it.
I will. Okay.
So,
Anyway,
yes.
guys, we're finishing the book, so
Yes.
make
Finish
it snappy.
Snap it.
Listen, rate, subscribe, download, tell your friends, tell your parents.
Email us at canijustsayonething. The one is the number one at gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram. Can I just say one thing? That's the whole word. You've heard this before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, love always.
Love always.
Can I just say one thing?
Bye.